All right, welcome to Money and Monk. Introduction to Mutual Fund. This is our chapter 1 for the course. This is a simple guide to understanding mutual funds, even if you're a complete beginner to financial rules. Okay, so first question, what is a mutual fund? Okay, that's important to know. So let's get started. A mutual fund is where people pool their money to invest together. Okay, so banks or credit unions or any financial institution, what they would do is they would collect money from investors like you and me and then pool it together and then invest it in stocks or bonds. Okay, these are the investment products. We'll talk about stocks and bonds later in the course, but for now it's important to know stocks are also called as shares of companies, and bonds can be described as loans given to companies or government. Okay, now everyone who puts money in gets a part of profits or loss based on how much they have invested. Now, importance is how much. Okay, let's say I put in $100 into $100 mutual fund. Okay, I'm a part owner of 1% of the mutual fund. So if the mutual fund makes profit, I get according to 1% of my part ownership. Okay, now let's take a look at this little diagram of mutual fund investment cycle. So the first step, pool money. Okay, so investors contribute to funds to the mutual fund. Now invest in assets. So banks would invest in assets based from the fund into stocks and bonds. Now, because it's invested, it's going to generate returns. Investment yields profits or losses. And then whatever it made, it will get distributed among the investors. Okay. Now, who are these guys? Okay. Your money is managed by experts. They are also called as fund managers. So these guys here are fund managers. They are appointed by the banks or the financial institution. Now, these are the fancy suit guys you would see in Bay Street in Toronto. Okay. They follow a plan called a strategy to grow the money. Okay. So each mutual fund have their own objective on what they would invest in. And these fund managers follow that plan, that strategy, and try to grow your money. Now, the good part about a mutual fund, you do not have to choose what to invest in. Maybe we don't have the right skills, we don't have the right resources to make those decisions. But the fund managers do it for you because they have access to it. They have the resources, they have the intellectual to decide to pick the right stock or investment based on the investment objective. So it takes the manual part away. Moving on to next, here's a little diagram. So here are the benefits. The first one's expert management. The fund managers would manage your money, your investment. Strategic planning. Mutual funds usually stick to their strategy, their investment objective. And the third one's hands-off investment, which means you don't need to choose investments. Managers do it for you. Why are mutual funds so popular? They're easy for beginners to invest. You do not need humongous capital to start. You do not need a lot of money to start. And you do not need to be a financial expert because the fund managers take care of it. Okay, accessibility of mutual funds. Looking at this little diagram here, so good. This can be a good thing to remember. Beginner friendly, low entry cost, and expert management. Okay, so throughout the course, you would see different little diagrams or charts, helping you to understand or retain this information. Are mutual funds for everyone though? They look pretty nice. They're beginner friendly. You don't need capital. You don't have to make decisions. But are they for everyone? The answer is simply no, because not a single investment is never perfect for all. Okay, mutual funds are a great option for many, but not for everyone. Some people prefer choosing their own investments. Okay, they don't trust the fund managers. They're like, oh no, they're just the stupid guys in Bay Street in Toronto. But I'd like to make my own investment decision, which is completely okay. Okay, because no investment is perfect for all. So mutual fund is suitable for those seeking diversification and professional management. Okay, now individual investments are, on the other hand, for people who would like to do their own investments. They would like to do their own research, they would pick their own stocks and stuff like that. Okay, mutual funds in Canada. Okay, so the mutual fund industry has grown a lot in Canada. There are many choices today, and a lot of money is invested in these funds today. I believe that the top mutual fund has about more than $25,000 million into it. So there's a lot of money in this mutual fund. Now, how has the industry changed over time? As of January 1st, two big regulatory bodies in Canada joined together. IROC, which is Investment Industry Regulatory Organization of Canada, and MFDA. What is MFDA? Mutual Fund Dealers Association. They joined together and formed CIRA, which is Canadian Investment Regulatory Organization, which means before January 1st, 2023, we had two different regulatory bodies, namely IROC and we had MFDA. And they combined and made CIRA. Okay, so as of today, we only have CIRA. Okay, but before January 1st, 2023, we had IROC and MFDA. So, conclusion. Mutual funds are a common and convenient way to invest, managed by professionals. But it's important to know they aren't the best choice for everyone, because no investment is perfect for everyone. Understanding the basics like this help you make smarter financial decisions. Okay, here's a little diagram. So it's convenient, but it is not for everyone. Okay, moving on. A brief history of mutual funds. Okay, now this topic particularly is not that important. You don't have to memorize everything, but it's good to know. Okay, mutual funds are over 200 years old. Wow, they're ancient. Okay, they started in Netherlands or England and became popular because they made investing easier and cheaper. Now, we don't know for sure where it started. Okay, some people believe it's Netherlands, some people believe it's England. But the point is, they made investing easier and cheaper. Why do we know that? Because they're beginner friendly, you don't need a lot of capital to start, and there is expert management involved. How did mutual funds grow in Canada? At first, mutual funds in Canada grew slowly. Okay, the 1950s and 1960s, right after the World War, saw fast growth, but the 1970s were tough. In 1980s and 1990s, banks started selling mutual funds, which helped the industry grow. So, as soon as the banks stepped up in 1980s and 1990s, they started selling mutual funds. This industry grew. Okay, here's a little table. Key milestones in Canada's mutual fund history. 1930s, only 3 mutual funds in Canada. 1960s, 30 funds with assets worth about $560 million. 1980s, banks stepped in, selling mutual funds, and the number grew to 400. Now 400 mutual funds. Early 2000, assets reached $4 billion. 2020's assets approached $2 trillion. So as of now, the Canadian mutual fund has about an asset worth $2 trillion. Again, here's a little diagram for you guys to help you memorize this. And moving on, so mutual funds have grown a lot and are now a popular investment option. They make it easier and more affordable for people to invest in diversified portfolio. Again, it's just explaining about the benefits of investing in mutual fund, why they're a good option. Okay. Okay, moving on to the next one. It says why licensing matters. Why licensing? Why are you giving this exam? What's the benefit? What's in it for you? Okay, getting licensed as a mutual fund sales representative has several benefits. First one is commitment to learning. Your license shows clients that you are serious about your professional growth and that you understand how your mutual funds work. Okay, now this is not just about this exam or this license of selling mutual fund, but it's more on any exams in this world. Okay, it just reflects that you know how these things work and you are serious about professional growth. The second one's competence. Being licensed means you know how to make suitable investment recommendations by understanding your client's need. It shows that you're competent in helping your clients make suitable investment decisions. You can recommend them mutual funds based on your competence. Third one's ethical responsibility. It shows employers and people and your clients that you're aware of your duty to always act ethically and in your client's best interest. It is very important to act in your client's best interest and not you or your company or your corporate. Okay. Fourth one, industry integrity. It reflects your understanding of how regulators protect the industry and maintain trust. You understand in and out about how regulators, CIRA is a regulator, don't forget that, okay? So our regulator protect the industry and maintain trust. Again, here's a little diagram for you guys to better understand this. Commitment to learning, competence, ethical responsibility, and industry integrity. If you're to take a look at this, you'd see that this is not just about mutual funds license. It is pretty much applicable for every licensing exam in this world, whether it be your bar exam for law, whether it be the LLQP for insurance, right? Alright, moving on to next. Now, what does excellent client service mean to you? What is excellent client service? Okay, so excellent client service means you understand your client's needs. Every client is different. Each client that sits in your office has a different needs. They have different perspective to things. Okay, so understanding that is important and finding the best solutions to meet those needs. Okay, now these needs are the unique needs of the clients because each client is unique, is different. So understanding your client's needs and finding the best solutions to meet those needs is excellent client service. What are the benefits of doing this? Now clients will come back to do more business. They are more comfortable. They know that you understand their unique needs and you find the best solution. They would recommend you to others, either through word of mouth, to their families or friends. They recommend you to others. They buy more products because they trust you. Okay, so these are the benefits of excellent client service. Clients come back, they recommend you to their friends and family, and they buy more products because they have started trusting you. Okay, so building client loyalty, initial interaction, first contact with the client, excellent service, which is understanding their unique needs and finding the right solution. Now that ultimately leads to building trust. Okay, and all these three things result in repeat business, endorsements, and client loyalty. They will stick to you. They will always ask for you whenever they have any needs. Why is client service so important? Why is this important? So, first one is regulations. You need to follow rules about how to serve a client and share information. And in this investment industry in Canada, you are heavily regulated. The second was changing market. Financial products change fast, so understanding them is key to helping clients. Okay, so financial products change, and and understanding them is a key to help clients. So again, here's a little diagram. So why is client service important? You need to understand market changes and you need to follow regulations. Okay, client service comes first. In mutual fund sales, always put client service before strategy. In mutual fund sales, always put client service before strategy. The client focus reforms, which are known as CFR, always put clients' interests first. Okay, providing excellent client service builds trust, creates loyalty, and drives business growth. Always keep your clients' needs and interests as your topmost priority. And I personally believe this is not just the case with mutual fund industry or investment industry. It has to do with everything at this world. If you treat your customers or your clients right, your business will grow.